So, OpenAI just dropped something new, and it's designed to help organize your entire personal health life. It's called ChatGPT Health. And today, we're going to break down what it is, exactly what it does, and why it's a pretty big deal. Okay, let's dive in. To really get why this even exists, you got to start with this one number, 230 million. Get this, that's how many people are already asking ChatGPT for health and wellness advice. And just to wrap your head around how huge that is, we're talking about a group of people roughly the size of the entire country of Brazil, all turning to AI for health info. Every single week. So the massive question is, why? Well, it's pretty clear people are just desperate for some clarity in a healthcare system that can feel, totally fragmented and confusing. And that's the exact problem OpenAI is trying to solve. Which brings us to our first section, looking at this whole thing as a puzzle of health data. I mean, think about your own health information for a second. It's not all in one neat little folder, is it? Nope. It's more like a puzzle with all the pieces just scattered everywhere, making it almost impossible to see the full picture of your own health. And this slide, wow, it just lays out the chaos perfectly. You've got that lab result PDF buried somewhere in your email. A report from a specialist is locked behind some hospital portal you forgot the password to ages ago. Your sleep data is on your watch, and your food logs are in a totally different app. It's literally everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. So, how in the world do you solve a mess like that? Well, that brings us right to our next section. OpenAI's answer is to give you your very own personal health organizer. So, what is ChatGPT Health, really? Think of it as a tool right inside ChatGPT that acts as a single hub for all that scattered info. It's built to pull together your medical records, your apps, and your questions into one single, ongoing, intelligent conversation. Okay, now this slide, this might just be the most important one to pay attention to. It's so crucial to understand what this thing is and what it absolutely is not. It is an organizer, it is a data translator, helping make sense of jargon, and it is a trend spotter. But, and this is a big but, it is not a robot doctor. It's not a diagnosis machine, and it is in no way, shape, or form a replacement for your doctor. It's a support tool, plain and simple. This official graphic gives us a great bird's eye view. You can see at the top how it's pulling in data from all over, medical records, apps, lab results. The key idea right there in the middle is that it's a remedial organizer, not a doctor. And then at the bottom, you see the intended benefits, helping you connect the dots, get ready for appointments, and finally understand those long-term trends. It's all about giving you a new way to see your complete health story. Okay, so let's get practical. How does it actually work? This next part is all about connecting your data dots. So the system lets you securely link up a whole bunch of different sources. We're talking your official electronic health records, lab results, data from your fitness and nutrition apps, all that info from your wearables, and even big platforms like Apple Health. The whole point is to finally consolidate all those scattered pieces into one single coherent health diary. And the reason this is so important isn't just some abstract tech idea. There's actually a really powerful, real-world story behind this, and it comes from Fidji Simo, who's OpenAI's CEO of applications. So after a doctor prescribed her a pretty standard antibiotic, she used the system to check it against her own medical history. And boom, it flagged a potentially dangerous interaction, linking it back to a serious infection she'd had years before. The kind of detail that could easily get missed. It just goes to show how this tool can act as a critical second pair of eyes. Now, of course, anytime we talk about health data and AI, the conversation immediately and rightfully turns to safety and privacy. So let's talk about the guardrails they've put in place. OpenAI is being extremely crystal clear about these three core rules. Number one, it is not for diagnosing or treating anything. Number two, it does not replace your doctor. And number three, and this is maybe the most important one for building trust, your personal health conversations are not used to train their AI models. They've built what is essentially a dedicated, separate space for this inside ChatGPT. Your health files are stored apart from everything else, that data doesn't leak into your other chats, and you always have the control to disconnect your records whenever you want. But, and this is a really crucial distinction to make, because this is a consumer app, it is not governed by the same strict medical privacy laws like HIPAA, which is the big one that hospitals and doctors in the US have to follow. So what does that mean? It means your data has a different set of legal protections. Now, OpenAI says it's built its own strong security, but it's a key piece of information to understand.
Your legal relationship here is with a tech company, not a healthcare provider.
Okay, let's zoom all the way out. What does this all mean for the future? It's really about reframing your health as a single lifelong story.
I mean, just think about it. Traditionally, we experience our health as a bunch of disconnected episodes, right? That lab result from last year, that emergency room visit from 5 years ago, they're just isolated pages in a binder. This tool is trying to push a new mindset, viewing your health as one continuous story, where you can finally see how the chapter on your sleep patterns actually connects to the chapter on your nutrition. It's about creating a lifelong narrative you can actually follow. And this quote from Fijisimo really captures the long-term vision. This isn't just about health. It's another step toward making ChatGPT a true personal super assistant, one that can support you across pretty much every part of your life, from your work to your wellness.
So we'll end with this thought. The goal here is a pretty fundamental shift in perspective. What if your health was a story you could finally read and understand, instead of just being a series of emergencies you have to endure? That, right there, is the promise of a tool like this.